It looks like Discovery has a big crossover. Bering Sea Gold's Emily Riedel and Alaska. The Last Frontier's Jane Kilcher just finished filming in Nome, Alaska together. Yet, what are they filming? We have some details about this filming that should make both fan bases very happy. Recently, Discovery has been filming a crossover. For a few months now, fans have noticed that Alaska, the Last Frontier star Jane Kilcher, has been hanging out with her pal, Bering Sea Gold's Emily Riedel. Just last week, Emily posted a photo of her and Jane, Emily's baby girl Evie, hubby, and brother on Instagram with the words, "That's a wrap therefore. This sounds like Jane will be on Emily's show." However, what confirms it is Jane's own Facebook page. Just a few days ago, Jane wrote, "So lucky to be part of 2 Discovery shows. Alaska, The Last Frontier, and Bering Sea Gold Emily Riedel. Just wrapping a super fun season and going home to the homestead new episode tonight. Let me know how it goes." The new episode she is referring to is her original reality series, Alaska, The Last Frontier. Season 11 premiered on October 9. Discovery fans can now catch up with the Kilcher family on their Alaskan homestead. Will the next season of Bering Sea Gold premiere soon? Unfortunately, Discovery has not announced anything about the next season. Generally, the network will make an announcement 2 to 4 weeks prior to the season premiere date. Moreover, there does not seem to be any sort of communication as to why there is such a long gap between seasons. Discovery may choose to wait until after the holiday season to premiere a new season of Bering Sea Gold. They broadcast hundreds of shows, and this season they will also air several holiday movies. However, Emily Riedel has shared on her Facebook page that she is not given advance notification of what Discovery plans to do. She gets inundated with messages from people asking her when the series will be back. Discovery commissioned over 550 original television shows in 2021, 150 more than the next closest network. I am one of literally thousands of cast members that work for the network. Grateful as I am for the gig, believe it or not, they don't have time to sit down and give me the programming details. Therefore, Emily does not know when the show will be back on the air. Jane Kilcher is not only helping Emily Riedel mine gold, but the two are good pals. Most of all, it should be a fun season to see the two together on Bering Sea Gold Season 15. Georgia Macatello has several decades of writing experience, including travel writing, tech writing, art history analysis, and now entertainment writing. She loves to share the latest news on rom-coms and mysteries. Discovery Channel crossover, Alaska, The Last Frontier, and Bering Sea Gold. An unlikely team-up Discovery Channel's reality programming often celebrates the rugged, unpredictable, and untamed landscapes of Alaska with series like Alaska, The Last Frontier, and Bering Sea Gold capturing the trials and triumphs of those who make their living in the harshest environments. While these shows exist in separate worlds, Alaska, The Last Frontier focusing on homesteading life, and Bering Sea Gold centered around gold mining in the icy waters of Nome, an exciting crossover between the two could create an epic narrative combining the resilience of frontier living with the high-risk thrill of gold mining. In this fictional crossover event, fans of both series would get a front-row seat to how the Kilcher family from Alaska, The Last Frontier, and the miners from Bering Sea Gold face challenges together in an intense blend of land and sea, survival, and discovery. The premise, a desperate call for healthy crossover event, begins with a unique emergency in the wilds of Alaska. The Kilcher family, known for their self-sufficiency, is facing an unprecedented winter storm. After a catastrophic avalanche blocks the main supply route to their remote homestead, The Kilches are unable to get food, fuel, or medical supplies. The storm's ferocity renders traditional help impossible, and with the deep freeze setting in, the family has to act fast if they hope to survive the season. Meanwhile, the Bering Sea gold miners are also battling their own set of challenges. With the mining season in full swing, the tides are unusually dangerous this year. But one of the miners, desperate for a fresh start, decides to take a risky gamble. He convinces his crew to move their operations closer to the Kilcher homestead, where a rumored hidden vein of gold, buried beneath the snow and ice, is said to be located. This opportunity would not only secure their financial futures, but also offer a potential lifeline to the isolated homesteaders. Act 1. The meet cute ears the Kilcher family grapples with the looming danger. Otto Kilcher, the patriarch of the family, receives an unexpected knock on his door. It's Mike Rowe, the host of Dirty Jobs, who's flown in to document the world of blue-collar labor, has a personal connection with the Kilcher family, and wants to help in any way he can. It turns out that Mike, along with a group of experienced miners from Nome, has arrived to offer a crucial resource: equipment and expertise to clear the avalanche debris. At first, Otto and his family are hesitant. They have been fiercely independent for generations and relying on outsiders, even those from the world of gold mining. Seems like a betrayal of their homesteading principles. But desperation sets in as the cold starts to seep deeper into the bones of the Kilcher family. They agree to the miners' help, under one condition: that no mining will take place near their homestead. Their primary goal is survival, not treasure hunting. The crew from Bering Sea Gold, led by the determined Sean Pomrink, aka Mr. Gold, sets up their mining operations near the Kilcher property, albeit with strict boundaries. In exchange for their help, the Kilchers provide the miners with what they can: a steady supply of food, shelter from the storm, and the rugged terrain knowledge that only Alaskans have. Act 2. The clash of worlds. The dynamics between the two groups, one living off the land, the other digging beneath it, quickly become an intense source of friction. While the miners are used to roughing it in the frozen waters of the Bering Sea, the Kilchers live in a completely different world, where survival hinges on nature's cooperation, and the harvest from the land is a sacred responsibility. Sean Pomrink and Otto Kilcher butt heads almost immediately. Sean, always in pursuit of more gold, views the Kilcher's lifestyle as quaint but outdated. Otto, on the other hand, sees the miners as a risk to the very fabric of the Alaskan wilderness. You don't just take what the land gives, Otto warns. You have to respect it, or it'll kill you. In contrast, the Kilcher women, Avon and Charlotte, as well as Atsley's wife, Jane, try to make peace with the miners by offering home-cooked meals and introductions to traditional homesteading practices. Charlotte teaches one of the miners, Vern, how to make venison jerky, while Ivan takes a few of the crew on a hunting trip, showing them how to track moose and caribou. Meanwhile, Mike Rowe gets his hands dirty with both the Kilchers and the miners. He pulls double duty, helping to clear paths for essential supplies while also assisting in the gold mining operation. The ever-curious Rowe dives into the technicalities of both worlds: the Kilchers' animal husbandry and survival tactics, and the miners' deep-diving dredges and underwater gold recovery. In between, Rowe reflects on the differences between the two forms of work, one rooted in tradition, and the other driven by modern technology and the pursuit of fortune. Act 3. A shared just when it seems the groups might be at an impasse, disaster strikes. A series of aftershocks from the avalanche shifts the landscape once more, endangering both the miners' dredging equipment and the Kilcher homestead. The miners' dredge, still operating in the icy waters of the Bering Sea, is damaged by a sudden wave surge, and the Kilcher's supply route is blocked again, this time by a landslide. With both parties facing catastrophe, Otto Kilcher and Sean Pomrink must put aside their differences. Otto insists on helping with the equipment repair, while Sean reluctantly agrees to work with the Kilchers to clear a new route for supplies. Together, they forge an alliance in the face of nature's fury. The final scene of the crossover episode is a heart-pounding race against time. With the temperature plummeting and daylight running out, the combined effort of the two groups brings an unexpected moment of camaraderie. The Kilchers share their last provisions with the miners, who, in turn, help fortify the Kilcher cabin against the approaching storm. Through their collective ingenuity and grit, the two groups work together to survive, but not before one final twist. While clearing rubble from an old cabin, the miners discover a rich gold deposit underneath the snow. Both families have worked together to uncover the treasure, but it's clear that for the Kilchers, the real prize is the survival of their way of life. Conclusion: gold or survival? In the final moments, the miners offer to buy the land surrounding the Kilcher homestead, wanting to expand their operations now that they know of the hidden gold beneath the earth. But Otto refuses. He and his family are content with their lives. Gold may be alluring, but it's not what they're after. The miners, now with a deep respect for the Kilcher's way of life, agree to leave the land undisturbed. The crossover ends on a hopeful note, with both groups having learned something vital from the other. The Kilchers are reminded of the value of community and cooperation, even in the toughest circumstances, and the miners, hardened by their years in the unforgiving Bering Sea, come